Hello guys, welcome back to another movie review. Today we are reviewing Oppenheimer. Yes, Oppenheimer is the big summer blockbuster directed by Christopher Nolan and starring Cillian Murphy, Matt Damon, Robert Downey Jr., Emily Blunt. Massive movie. It is 3 hours long, and what did I think of it? It's the big movie. Obviously, everyone's like reviewing it. A lot of people are saying it's the best film of the last 10 years, of the decade. It's not that good for me. I'm not going to say that. You know, I do find wordy films quite boring at times, and this is the definition of a wordy film. But I will say the first 40 minutes I found boring. The rest just flew by. So it kind of grew for me. Like the first 40 minutes kind of was slow. I was a bit like, what is going on with this? There's nothing going on really. There's just a lot of conversations happening. There's a conversation in like one office, and then the set is basically the same room but just the other way around. Like it just felt a lot of same, and it didn't really keep you alive. Like there's not many people that's going to choose this on Netflix to just sit down and watch. Like it's just not going to happen. So I found that difficult for me in terms of that. It's good, very good filmmaking, you know, feat and all that, and it was fantastic in that sense, but it's just, you need to go into this with your eyes wide open. This is a film that you're very particular. You're either going to like it or you're not. Like, don't go in thinking this is going to be an easy watch, because it's not. Like, and that's the thing, like some people say about 3 hour films, like, oh, they're like hard watches and stuff like that. Well, The Batman's 3 hours and that's not a hard watch. Wolf of Wall Street is over like 3 hours as well. That's not a hard watch. There is many films out there that are like lengthy movies, Avatar as well and stuff like that, and they're okay to watch. But I find with this film particularly, it's very wordy, it's very dialogue heavy. You know, if you literally go to the toilet, you are screwed. You will miss something, and that the story does develop quite fast, but it's very wordy, as I say. That's the best way I can describe it, in terms of there's a lot of content coming out of that movie. So one thing to bear in mind there. Of course, the big thing in this film, though, is the performances for me. Cillian Murphy's performance was second to none. He's always been a fantastic actor in things like Peaky Blinders and, you know, Quiet Place. All those things that he's done. He's also been in the Batman films and Batman Begins, as well as Dark Knight and stuff. And he has been a really good actor for Christopher Nolan in things like Inception, in many things that he's done. He's done basically all the films, but this is the first time that he's actually playing like the lead character, and this is such a perfect character for him to play. His wife in the movie is played by Emily Blunt, and again, she did fantastic in this movie, and they have worked together on A Quiet Place and stuff like that, so they do already know each other in that sense. Matt Damon as well was another standout performance for me, but the best performance of the movie, I even think better than Cillian Murphy's, was Robert Downey Jr.'s. He played Levi Strauss, I think his name was. Like he was kind of like, they were going back and forth, and all of Downey Jr.'s shots, I think apart from one or two, was in black and white. So you could tell that was like a period, like a historic, you know, actually I think it was in the future, so it was in the future, so you could tell it was a different period. I think he was at like a hearing and they were talking about Oppenheimer, and then we'd go back then and it'd be colour, and we'd see Cillian Murphy, you know, back in the 1940s or whatever, during the war, creating the atomic bomb and all of that stuff. So yeah, like I say, very wordy film, but very, very good performances. That's the best way I can describe it. And you do appreciate it, especially knowing certain things. There is no CGI in this movie. Apparently there's not a single shot of CGI in the entire movie. I think there is abroad because there's a naked scene and they needed to put a fake dress on Florence Pugh. Apparently there is no CGI at all. So all the, you know, the explosion and stuff like that apparently is a real explosion. Obviously not a real atomic bomb, but you know, they did it all practical, and it looks fantastic. Like, I cannot wait to get the movie in, test it on the speakers. It's going to be unbelievable. Probably going to be the best sounding movie that I've got, I'm not going to lie. But yeah, it's going to be good. But what did I rate it then? I didn't rate it as like low as many people would think, especially because I found the first bit boring, but you know, the end was too good for me and the performances were way too good as well. I gave it a 4-star. You know, I can see why people would give it a 5-star. If you're into those type of films, then you probably would go at the more higher end. But for me personally, I will watch it again. I do appreciate it. It is definitely going to be in like my top 10 movies of the year, no doubt. The performances deserve Oscars, all of that. I totally agree with it. But just for me, it's not like a perfect piece of movie that I will go back and watch again and again and again. Like I won't. Like I would with Wolf of Wall Street. Absolutely love that film. The Whale, for instance, for me, like that's my 5-star movie of the year so far. That movie, like, emotionally had me, and this is what this was missing, you know, that emotional side of it, that, you know, that encompassing side of like why I want to revisit this in the future. I appreciate it, but you know, there it is though. There is my review of Oppenheimer. Let me know your thoughts down below. Have you seen it? And also, did you go and see Barbie as well? I've done the review of Barbie, that was out yesterday. Please go and watch that as well if you're interested. But yeah, there we go. Good to be getting back into YouTube. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.